So when you change, let's say, a carbohydrate like a bean, for example, or let's say whole wheat, for example, into something that is much, much more refined, not only are you stripping away a lot of the nutrients that you find in the whole food, but you're also changing the way in which your body hyper absorbs that. Oops.
There goes my backpack.
There's your back.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's the power of the information that you are delivering. Yeah.
I'm
There's like seismic power in it.
I'm forcibly like moving, changing minds.
I love it. I love it.
Where was I? So yeah, you change the speed at which your body can absorb those nutrients. So in the form of carbohydrates, the more processing it is, the quicker that you're going to absorb the sugars, the quicker that's going to turn into glucose into your bloodstream, and you're going to cause this corresponding spike before your body gets a chance to respond to it appropriately with insulin and other processing. So that's one way in which it changes. The other thing, like I alluded to earlier, is that you're stripping away a lot of the nutrients as well. The B vitamins that you find in whole grains, for example, the different types of fibers are taken away. So that's something that's going to change, will remove the beneficial compounds that you find in whole foods. And the other thing is what we're adding to processed foods to make them hyper palatable. So things like refined oils, things like sugars as well that are packaged into that food to make it wholesome. Those are things that your body isn't used to consuming. And there's a whole bunch of other chemicals as well that we use in processed foods just to maintain shelf life. And look, I don't want to rag too much on the food industry because I think it's quite easy to, first off. But what they've been tasked with is essentially creating foods that are easily transportable, very cheap, and hyper palatable. And actually, that as a task, they did pretty damn well. The fact that we can eat in food deserts, the fact that I can drive up to Birmingham, which is for your American listeners around 200 miles away, and stop in the middle of the motorway and actually find something to eat. The reason why we have processed foods was mainly for that reason.
Yeah.
So we can travel between cities and not have to rely on those different elements. But at that, there is a lot of cost associated with that as well. And the fact that they are hyperpalatable, the fact that they are over marketed, the fact that they genuinely target the most poor and the most vulnerable in society. This is why we do have a disparity in health outcomes as well.